So this goes out as a warning to everybody in the green industry. I almost died a few years ago at work, and I keep avoiding making this video because of my ego is afraid of looking stupid and getting criticized. But I believe that what I'm about to talk about can very much save lives. And so I'm going to tell you the story. I can't believe I'm making this video. So I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the safety of others. All right, so 2021, we're doing a tree job, and I'm removing a jack pine tree. This tree was maybe 25 feet tall behind a shed in a backyard. And so I'm actually pretty experienced doing tree work. I just don't post it on social media. And, well, there was primary power lines, but they were 15 feet away from the tree and way high up. So they're about 10 feet away, and then another 12 feet up. I mean, they were so far back and up in the air that once I was up in the tree and I started removing branches, they're behind me. I stopped paying attention to them because they were literally really far away, right? Well, there's this thing. I needed to trim a branch in front of me that I couldn't reach and get out to. So I'll tell my guy on the ground, I'll be like, yo, hand me the steel PP800. It's a telescoping 18-foot aluminum telescoping pruner pole, and with a saw head on it, right? You attach the saw head, and what I'll do is, when I'm up in the tree, is he'll extend it all the way out, and then push it up to me, and I'll reach down and grab it, and then I'll fish it up behind me, and then I'll collapse it back down and just trim what I need to trim. Well, in this instance, dude, I got my gear on, ropes, I got my gaffs, which are my spikes, I got my saddle, I got my buck strap, my lanyard around the tree. I've got my pruning saw. I'm fully geared up, and I'm in the tree. It's a dry, hot July day, very hot, very dry out. And as I'm fishing the saw up, and it's going higher and higher behind me, because I stopped paying attention to this wide open aluminum primary line. I don't know how many volts it is. Like, let me know in the comments. 12,000 volts. And I've watched a lot of electrical videos. Like, you should just stay the hell away from electrical lines, because you could touch something that's touching something that's touching something, and it'll take a full Thanksgiving turkey and set that mug on fire and fry it in like 20 seconds. So anyways, as I'm fishing it up, my hand's on the aluminum, bare hand, and I take my hand off the aluminum because that's where, like, there's a rubber grip, and it's not insulated for electrical safety. As soon as my hand goes off the aluminum, I push up one more time and I grab the rubber grip, I hear tink, bzz, and I felt a buzz go through me and my hair stand on end. And I look behind me and I hit the primary line, and it swings back and goes tink and hits again. And it goes bzz. Dude, I pulled the pole away from the line, right, real quick, and my just whole heart, my energy dropped. I got rid of the pole real quick. Threw it down on the ground, rappelled to the ground, took my gear off, and immediately just walked and sat in my truck. So as I'm sitting in my truck, this sounds really weird, like an out-of-body experience, and I'm still freaked out about this. There was a part of me that believed that I had died and that my spirit walked over and was sitting in my truck, waiting for, like, the ambulance to come and watch my body get carried away, and that I was just a witness. Because when you touch an electrical line, aluminum line with an aluminum pole, you don't just not get injured. It either sets your body on fire, your organs explode, your legs explode, you get stuck on it, you're toast. You don't touch an electrical line without, first of all, dying, having an instant heart attack, being set on fire, or having severe injuries. And one of our brothers, he's actually in the UK, is a window cleaner, and he's water-fed pole. He's cleaning windows, 2-story building, working hard and building his business, family at home. There was a bare line, and the water, it was windy, was like misting off in the air, because there's water jets when you clean windows. It's a really cool window cleaning system, and this could happen to anybody. It arced, and it traveled along the water, ran down the pole into his hands, blew this guy back like 10 feet and left burn marks in the grass. And this guy I think he's just getting out of the hospital. He's had like 20 surgeries. It's affected his kidneys. He has burnt necrotic tissue, several infections, blood clots. They've had to remove part of his forearm, tons of muscle tissue in his legs. And this has permanently negatively affected this guy for the rest of his life. And if you're part of like the tree care safety and being a certified arborist, which I'm not, and the ANSI standards and all this stuff, there's reports that come in every single week about all the injuries that happen across the United States. Most of them are actually homeowners with chainsaws trying to do work themselves, or people getting electrocuted, people getting injured, it's such a high, severe risk.
More of the Untrapped podcast right after this. Hey, if you're looking for what is probably the greatest software ever to run your business on, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You can create proposals, invoices, collect payments, even track your entire business directly on the Jobber smartphone app. And if you want to get a totally free trial of Jobber right now, open your browser, type in getjobber.com/Keith, and if after the trial you decide you want to sign up with Keith's link, you'll automatically get 20% off your first 6 months. So what are you waiting for? Go to getjobber.com/Keith. This is Untrapped with Keith Kalfas.
But especially electrocution. So I got on the phone. I instantly called one of my landscaping clients who climbs power poles and works on electrical lines, and I told him immediately what happened. I was embarrassed. I don't care. I say, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, can I talk to Mr. Jones? I know he does this for a living, and I'm the what's going on, Keith?" And I tell him what happened, and he says, "Brother, all I can say is that the good Lord was on your side today. And that's a miracle that you are not burnt and you are still here with us. The good Lord is on your side." I get on the phone with a retired firefighter lieutenant, and I tell him the story. Firefighters are highly trained when it comes to electricity. And he says, "Brother, what happened to you today was nothing short of a miracle, that you were okay." Now, I did have some back pain for about 2 weeks. It wasn't too bad, but I felt like I had some kidney pain going on. It could have been from the saddle that I was in, just like muscle. I can't tell. And I was very shaken up, but I talked to somebody else. I don't want to throw him under the bridge, but I talked to one of my best friends who does tree work for a living. And he's like, basically, well, he took it very serious, but he was also like, I was overreacting. He's like, "Quit being a wuss. Bro, what are you afraid of, a little bit of electricity? Huh? I mess with electricity every day." So anyways, but I'm just trying to joke around to lighten it up a little, but it's not funny. Oh yeah, here's the weird part I'll share. You know how like parallel universes? Sometimes when I'm around my wife, I will think about that moment, and I feel very blessed. So if you're sitting around your house and you're bored, and it's like a Sunday, you got no reason to be bored. If you are healthy and you're still here, you won, okay? But I look at my wife sometimes and I go, like, what if I really didn't make it that day and it split off into like an alternate reality? I know this sounds crazy. And like, don't think that. That's crazy thoughts, because, that's like some... Anyway, so here's the moral of the story, man. Stay the hell away from electricity and electrical lines. If you see a down line, don't even go near it. Don't even pick up branches. Dude, there could literally be... Oh yeah, also the power line guy said maybe because it was so dry out that it didn't have anywhere to ground. My spikes were in the tree, right? If I would have been touching the aluminum, it probably would have fried me, but I was touching the rubber grip, but the rubber grip's not insulated for electrical protection. And I was barehanded. It was dry out. My spikes, I was wearing long pants, and I was wearing gaffs that were coming off of rubber boots going into the tree. The electricity didn't have any place to go through me and ground. So it, allegedly, I think it kind of went in me and just went back out. It didn't have anywhere to ground. Say if it grounded out of my right gaff into the tree, it would have blown a hole in my leg or set my leg on fire, right? So I was so extremely lucky. I don't know what I guess my gut says that was probably less than a 10%, maybe a 7 or as low as a 3% chance 3% that I didn't get injured at all. Frickin' unbelievable. So I feel incredibly blessed. So stay away from electricity. If you're trimming some tall shrubs and there's lines going through it, I don't think you should do it. There's phone lines, cable lines, internet lines. You should treat every single wire as if it's live and active. You know, I'm going to put some links in the description below to electrical safety training videos. That was the next thing I'm going to say. Spend an hour watching videos of tree workers failing, dropping trees on houses, crushing vehicles, getting injured, being projected, like a projectile 30 feet, their whole body because they got hit by a branch, literally them being set on fire and being fried to death like a roasting marshmallow. Watch electrical safety training videos of where like they'll have like a wagon and then a pole and then something else, and then they'll touch a stick with these big rubber gloves to a hot dog. 5 things touching the wire, 5 independent things, and then they touch a hot dog to it, and the hot dog freaking sets on fire. So what it is, it's a silent unaliver. It's a silent, you don't know that it happened until it happened. So you could just be walking up and it's totally quiet. Just watch all the videos, man. All right, I'm going back to running my Saturday errands. I got that off my chest. I hope that saves someone's life or protects somebody. I'm so thankful that I'm here and everything's okay, and I ain't never doing that ever again.